Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do something very slightly different to what I usually do. So the lovely Gemma FSW and the lovely Casey Jane SW tagged me a number of weeks ago now in a video called the 5 tips to get back on plan. Now it was a number of weeks ago and we're sort of probably past the point, but I thought I did want to do this video, but I've just not had a moment to do it. We shall begin. So my first tip is get back on plan. So as soon as, basically, is what I would suggest. Even if you've used all your sims for that day, you've had the worst day ever, don't write the day off. Just say, my next meal I will be on plan. Even if it's just one meal you be on plan for. I know it almost sounds like you might as well just like not bother and go to the next day, but sometimes the next day ends up being the following day and the day after that, and then it turns into a week later, you know. So sometimes it is best just to get straight back on. You also are going to limitate your damage. So if you've done really badly and you know you've done really badly and you think there'll be a gain on the scales, this will help stop it going any further if you just get straight back on plan. But you might not have done all that bad, you never know. So tip number 2, go to group and face the scales. I know loads of people that say, I've had such a terrible week, I just can't face going to group, I'm just not going to go. That's when you have a problem, because you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know if you've gained, you might not have gained. You might have gained a whole heap and you continue eating and being off plan, and you might continue gaining. So, you know, you might be able to pull it back, you know, for the following week. You know, that is worth doing. You know, sometimes it will also, you'll get on the scales and you see you've got a gain, and then you'll suddenly think, oh my god, what am I doing? I just need to get back on plan. Sometimes that will shake you into getting back on plan, the fact that you've gained. But then sometimes if you get on the scales and you've had like the worst week ever and you've been totally off plan, and you find that you haven't gained or you've maintained, you know, and you suddenly think, oh thank goodness for that, I now know what I need to do, you know, I need to get back on plan. So I know that a lot of people kind of think, I won't go to group. But it's just so much better just to face it, you know, face it, get it over and done with, wipe the slate clean and start afresh for that week. And then think about the past is in the past, forget about the past and just get straight on it. So that is the best thing to do. Also, I know that sometimes you can feel a bit like the group is going to judge you, but they won't judge you. Every time I've been to group, I've never ever felt, and when I've gained, I've never felt that I've ever been judged by it. You know, they're only there to help you, and everyone there is in the same boat. I mean, if you do feel like you are being judged at that group, then you need to find a different group and go somewhere else, because that group is not worth staying at. But I promise you that I've never had that at any group I've been to. I've not been to many, but all the ones have been very welcoming. So, you know, don't fear going to group, you know, just because you know you've had a bad week and you've gained. Just get straight in there and just let them help you, and let your consultant help you, because that's what they're there for and that's what they get paid to do. So they'll be able to get you back on track as well. Number 3, should I do that? Number 3, yeah. So number 3 is plan your meals and scenes if you can. Scenes you may not have to, but plan your meals. Now I don't do like weeks and weeks and weeks. I just don't do it. What I do is I generally have set meals for that week, and then I'll tend to have like, so I'll have like 5 meals that I'll have for my lunch, and then I'll just have one every sort of day. For my dinners I usually do a very similar sort of thing, and for my breakfast it's always the same. You kind of need to make sure that you have something ready and prepared, so that the times when you think, oh, I'm so tired, I can't possibly cook, have it in the fridge ready, because that will stop you going and having takeaway, going out for dinner, picking up that cheeky McDonald's or KFC, you know, or having pizza and then just completely falling off plan again. You know, I'm not saying that you can't do that once in a while or every so often, or have enough sins for it, but you know, you don't want to be doing that every day, because you can't follow this plan by eating that sort of thing every day, really. But I find with Slimming World you have to be organised. I mean, if I don't have food sort of planned out, my week it just goes downwards. It just does not work for me. I've just got to have some form of structure of what I'm going to eat, otherwise it just goes pear-shaped. I find that I have to do some form of batch cooking. It's not for everyone, batch cooking. I don't have the time in the week to cook, so batch cooking at the weekend or on my days off works for me. So then I have meals that I freeze, and then I have a selection of meals as well, which is another thing that I like, is a selection. I don't like to eat the same thing every day for 5 days, but that is personal preference. You might like to do that, you know. It's whatever is going to work for you and what's going to keep you focused and on plan. So what you want to be doing is thinking about what you want to have for the week, or plan for the next couple of days. Go through your recipe books, go through your Slimming World magazines, think about what you used to like and make it Slimming World friendly, you know, or just stick to something simple. If you don't want to be doing loads of batch cooking, think about having salmon, veg and potato, or having chicken, veg and potato, or having a bolognese, or you know, and having like one batch cook. You know, you can do stuff like that. You can have soup, you can have jacket potatoes and salad with beans and cheese. You know, there is so much variety with Slimming World that you know, there's always something quick and easy that you can do, even an omelette. So you know, always try and keep on top. So I would recommend a food shop before once you've planned, you know, do a food shop and make sure you get everything that you need for that week or for the next couple of days, however you shop, and then try and just stick to it, you know, and just get on plan. Sometimes like seeing there and working out what you're going to have for that week can really help as well. It can really get you more motivated to be on plan. Tip number 4, reach out to people when you need help. If you're struggling, don't sit there and be at home lonely thinking, I've got no one that can help me, I don't know what to do, I'm in a spiral situation, I'm going round in circles, I just can't help myself to just, you know, not be on plan. Ask somebody. There are so many people out there that will help you. You know, you can ask your friends and your family. I'm sure they would want to help you, because they want to see you be happy and achieve, you know, the goals that you want to achieve from your weight loss journey. There are Instagrammers out there, there are YouTubers, all of us. If you ever have any problems or need help, just message us, you know, and we'll get back to you and help you as best we can. That's, you know, that we're there to help you as well as you help us on our journey. So, you know, you've got all those people out there that will help you. Not to mention you have group. You know, the whole point of going to group is so that they can help you. You know, that's what the consultant gets paid for. She should be able to help you. Everyone in group are all in the same boat. You know, they'll give you help and advice. You know, whatever you need, they will help. And then you've got Facebook pages. There are loads of Facebook pages. I know a lot of the YouTubers have also got Facebook pages, and you can go on there and people will help you. You know, if you say that you're struggling with this, you know, there'll be so many people that will just come and answer, you know, and try and help. You know, there's so much help out there. Do not ever be afraid to ask for help, because we're all here to help each other out, and that's part of the journey. Our journeys may all be different, but we all have exactly the same goal, and that is to lose weight. So that is, I feel it's quite an important tip, really. Last tip, tip number 5. Remember why you started this journey. And I know there's a lot of people that are probably given all the same tips that I've given, but this is kind of really a kind of really important tip. Think about why you started. Was it a photo that you saw of yourself? Was it, you know, buying a pair of jeans or a piece of clothing that you weren't happy with, you know, it wasn't the size you wanted? You know, think about why you started your journey in the first place. Mine was various different reasons. I kind of didn't really notice how big I was until I started buying clothes that didn't fit me, or I was buying clothes and nothing fitted properly. And you know, I had photos that I suddenly look at now and I can see, my God, how did I get that big, you know? And I'm sort of quite pleased with how far I've come. So always think about how far you've come, and if you've only just started your journey, you know, think about, you know, look at a photo that's made you, or something that's made you start your journey, because you want to think about, you know, how far do you want to go? You want to try and lose the weight. We all want to get to our goals. So you've got to think about it. If I keep staying off plan, how am I going to get to those goals? How am I going to feel when I get on the scales and I've gained? You know, you're not going to want that, are you? So that's another reason to get back on plan. Just try it the best you can, and just think about, you know, the reason why you started. I mean, there's photos, so make sure you take photos throughout your journey, just in case you haven't. Start taking photos, it's never too late. Look back on old photos, you know, and you can see the difference. Measurements, you know, make sure you take your measurements as well, because that can make a huge difference. You know, seeing how much you were and how much you are now and how much inches you've lost, you know. So always try and find the positive to try and get yourself back on plan. So I hope you found these tips useful. Slightly different video to what I usually do, but I really wanted to do it because I've been tagged in it and I've taken so long to do it. And I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you in some way. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye everyone.